Good morning, guys. This is another episode of the Happy Doc, and this is your daily episode for today. These daily episodes are a way for myself to express some ideas, some things I'm thinking about, some situations that have been happening. Ideally, what I'd like to do is to spark creativity, inspiration, maybe a spark of joy, something that might change the way you look at things, operate a little bit differently, give you some own personal insight. So hopefully, you can read or listen in between the lines in these episodes and get something out of it. And I hope you appreciate the daily episodes. On the weekends, we're going to post more long form episodes with guests. So as you're listening in, just know on Sundays, generally I post a longer form episode with a guest. And that's another way to get to know someone and listen in. So please look forward to the daily episodes and the Sunday episodes where we post a longer form episode. For the episode today, this one's actually going to be a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more difficult for me, but I think this is incredibly important. So I'm going to talk about my own little story here for a little bit. In life, I really do think that lessons repeat themselves. And, we are often provided cycles of situations where if we don't really figure out the lesson or we don't really figure out how to navigate things for ourselves, that lesson will repeat itself in different ways. For me personally, and I think one of the reasons why this might resonate with a lot of people who are in the medical industry, health professionals, physical therapists, medical students, is because we're very empathetic people, but sometimes that empathy hurts us. And the way that empathy can really hurt us is in personal relationships, friendships, where we don't want to hurt the other person, or we are concerned about expressing our feelings in light of the fact that we might hurt the other person. This has happened to me time and time again, where I've had situations where I've wanted to bring something up that either I didn't like, I felt uncomfortable about, I was ashamed of in my own personal feelings, but because I am an empathetic human and I don't want to hurt the other person, I have withheld information to that individual or to these people because I'm not trying to hurt anyone. Well, that empathy sounds nice in theory, but when you look at it from a higher perspective, all you're doing is hurting yourself, and you're not revealing the truth to that other set of group or individual or what have you. And so this episode's kind of all about speaking your truth and speaking from a place of the truth that you have inside of you, and being okay, being yourself and expressing your honest truth. Because it's only by expressing those vulnerabilities that we then have a chance for the other individual to connect to that and see if there's any wiggle room, see if there's any way to rectify or solve something that's been bothering you or has been difficult, see if there's an opportunity for growth from both ends. And it's that honest connection that humans feel. It's that honest connection that, we all really want to have with someone else. And quite often, if we block that vulnerability or truth from being spoken, secretly we all kind of feel that facade. Or if you're empathetic enough, you'll notice there's something that's not really 100% connecting. So in all situations, are you supposed to be 100% blatant and honest? Maybe not, but in general, speaking your truth, speaking your, where you're at, understanding where someone else is at in any relationship is incredibly important. I had to personally deal with a tough conversation yesterday. It was one that, I perceived as tough because I had to express my emotions, where I was at, how I was feeling. And I felt that in that conversation, it was quite possible I was going to hurt someone. But those tough conversations, although hard, are incredibly important to express. And it's good for everyone to just know where people are at. And so, yeah, we need to have the tough conversations. We need to have the hard conversations. I talk a lot about pushing boundaries. I talk about trying to go beyond your comfort zone. Well, speaking your truth, that's an area that was out of my comfort zone. It was something that I needed to grow into. And when we communicate effectively, when we over communicate, this is something Neil and I talk about a lot. Over communication, speaking honestly all the time, talking all the time about where you're at, communicating effectively, consistently. That consistent communication over time is what really builds bonds and relationships, lets people know where they're at, and connections. Especially in today's day and age where we're constantly bombarded by social media and digital connection, real connections where we're over communicating, speaking to each other, creating our own tribes of people that we enjoy being with is really important. So that is something I'm personally learning. It's something I'm growing into. It's something I wish I had tackled and learned sooner, but it comes up time and time again for me. So I know this is something I'm working on. I was being very vulnerable and true in this kind of episode. But if that resonated with you, if that connected with you, maybe there's an area of your life where you need to be communicating more. So my question to you is, where are you not speaking your truth? Where are you not being vulnerable to expressing who you are? And why might that be that you're hiding or holding that back? There might be different reasons, but in general, it's very important to express your truth, express where you're at, and find ways to do that effectively. Very difficult to manage sometimes, but also incredibly important. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode for today. A little bit of a heavier topic. But if that helps you in any way, please let us know. If you enjoyed that episode for today, as always, guys, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. It's one of the best ways to support us. We will give you a shout out, and I'll read it out in the beginning of the episode. So if I notice that you leave a review, that'd be amazing, and it really does support us. If you guys are listening to podcasts, you'll also know about MedFlashGo. MedFlashGo is the first voice-based interactive medical question bank. You use your voice and you can study for medical boards. All you have to do is have an Amazon Alexa device and you download MedFlashGo. You can check out medflashgo.com to learn more. And I hope you guys check it out because I think it's really a great tool and it'll help you study more efficiently. Have an amazing day, guys. I hope you have a beautiful one and take care. Peace out.